copy when you
Miss
first...
USA 1985.
I'm Lisa Gibbons, and I'll be here in Wichita, Kansas, as Gretchen's successor is chosen.
And I'm Dick Clark, and I'm surrounded. Join us for the competition, entertainment, and excitement of the Miss USA pageant.
It's live.
It's next.
And it's right here on CBS.
It's right.
Jack!
And this was grandfather's.
Week at their usual times.
It's worth the wait, I promise.
Now stay tuned to see who will win the 1990 Miss USA pageant next.
From Wichita, Kansas, the heartland of America. I'm Gretchen Paulhemus, Miss USA 1989, and thank you for joining us. In less than 2 hours, I'll be passing my crown to a new Miss USA. And right down there, 51 excited young women are about to find out who the lucky girl will be. It's happening live, and it's happening now.
The 1990 Miss USA pageant. Starring 51 of the most outstanding young women in the USA. With your hosts, Dick Clark, Lisa Gibbons, special commentator Laura Herring, and Gretchen Paulhemus, Miss USA 1989. And saluting America's Armed Forces, the Naval Aviation Choirs, with the Air Force Academy Sabre Drill Team and McConnell Air Force Base Escorts.
Thank you very, very much. Oh, thank you and good evening. Now, we're coming to you live from the magnificent Wichita Convention Center tonight. We open a new decade with the 39th annual Miss USA pageant. A new decade and a newly intensified competition. Now, you're going to be in for a few surprises this year because we've added a few twists and turns to the Miss USA pageant that hasn't been seen before. Tonight, our contestants, as always, come from north and south, and east and west, and never have those words meant more, because tonight we are just a few miles from the exact center of the 48 contiguous states, the heartland of America, right there. All right. Oh, you're a good bunch. I got to tell you, we have had a wonderful week, and the people here couldn't have given us a more heartfelt welcome. I think you may demonstrate that again one more time as I introduce the most entertaining co-host I could imagine from entertainment tonight, Miss Lisa Gibbons.
Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Wow. Hi, Dick.
It's a nice group. Did you have a good trip?
I had a great trip. You know, something magical happened to me on my way over? I just sort of clicked my heels 3 times and said, I want to go home to Kansas.
Sure you did. Are you from Kansas?
No, I'm from South Carolina. I've just always wanted to do that since I was a little girl and saw The Wizard of Oz.
You know what? You got your wish to come to Kansas, and so did 51 other women who got their wish. Because just like Dorothy, they're all coming home to Kansas tonight. And only one of them will leave here with the Miss USA crown. And in just a minute, we're going to give our audience at home their first inkling as to who that young lady might be.
And Dick, the first step is to choose 12 semifinalists. And to do that, our judges have been scoring the candidates all week long in 3 separate but equal competitions: swimsuit, evening gown, and personal interview. Now, we'll be showing those scores to you at home as you meet each of the contestants individually.
And I suppose you're going to be up in your little anchor booth up there giving us the inside story?
Well, I'll be in that anchor booth in the sky, Dick.
It sounds very final.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
We'll see you a little bit later. Lisa
Thank you.
Gibbons,
See you
ladies
later.
and gentlemen. Now, it's time for me to bring on the parade of states. Now, the scores which will appear on your screen are composite scores each contestant earned in the 3 equal areas of preliminary judging. First, the swimsuit competition, where you'll be seeing our contestants in JCPenney swimsuits, including styles from the exclusive Miss USA collection. And the evening gown competition, which featured elegant gowns of the ladies' own choosing. And finally, individual one-on-one interviews. And now, we've asked each young lady to tell us something special about herself, and here they are. The 51 candidates, one of whom will win the title of Miss USA 1990. And we begin with Miss Alabama.
Major, the cheerleader at the University of Alabama in Birmingham. Hello, I'm Natalie Moore.
My future plans include a career in public relations and modeling, travel, and most importantly, marriage and children. I am Karen Meyer.
I'm a model and student and plan to follow Lisa Gibbons' example in the exciting field of entertainment reporting. I'm Leslie Leonard. As a broadcasting major, I hope one day to be a news anchor or to host my own TV show like Barbara Walters. I'm Catherine Grace Harris.
As a senior psychology major, I believe that love, faith, courage, and a positive attitude create a successful life. Thank you. I'm Cynthia Nelson.
My greatest joy is working with adolescents at the Fort Logan Mental Hospital. Wish me luck, guys. I'm Michelle Harrison.
I'm an aspiring actress and a student. And like the late Malcolm Forbes, I enjoy trail riding for recreation. I'm Allison Barbo Diorio.
I'm proud of being independent, and last December, at the age of 20, I became a homeowner for the first time. I'm Nikki Dent.
Within 10 years, I hope to win an Oscar and become the CEO of a major movie studio. I'm Catherine Staples. The night that I won Miss Florida USA, a casting director offered me a movie role. Now I'm looking forward to an acting career. I'm Trisha Hahn.
I'm a professional model and actress, and one day I would like to hear, for Best Actress, the Oscar goes to Brenda Leiflighter.
As a professional Polynesian dancer, I bring the spirit of aloha to thousands of island visitors. Aloha, I'm Leimomi Picasso.
I am proud to represent the state of Idaho during its centennial year, 1990. I'm Cindy Esty.
I'm working my way through school as a professional model. My major is psychology. I'm Carla Myers.
As a process engineering technician, I trade my high heels for my hard hat and safety glasses. I'm Mary Lynn Bucher.
I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur. I own my own tanning salon, Quick Tan, in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm Libby Muehlhut. Having the unique opportunity to compete for the title of Miss USA in my hometown of Wichita is a dream come true. I'm Rebecca Porter.
Being a fashion design student on the honor roll has taught me many things. Now I know that I can design and create my future. I'm Tiffany Tenfeld. While majoring in broadcast journalism at LSU, I helped to create a program to raise funds for a local battered women's shelter. Good evening, I'm John Byrne.
I'm currently pursuing my master's degree at the University of Maine, where I also teach flamenco dance. My name is Lee Fubar.
I'm an interior design major at the University of Maryland and a member of the 1 Million Marylanders for the Bay. I'm Jolie Stanford.
My
interest in people in the arts has led me to a broadcasting career in entertainment. My name is Laureen Murphy.
As a student at Northwood Institute, someday I hope to make you feel at home and happy when you check into my hotel and rent a car from me. I'm Carol Ann Marie Gist.
My parents are hearing impaired. I am fluent in American Sign Language, which I will use in my nursing career. I am Janet Tabita.
My grandfather plans on being in the Mississippi pageant, but tonight he's one of my biggest supporters in the audience. I'm Stephanie Tonight.
I received my first basketball at age 3, and in 1987 I was chosen All-American at the National Junior Olympics. I'm Lori Schusnick.
I'm currently a waitress and model, and someday I'll own a gourmet restaurant furnished with antiques. See you at the Antique Gourmet. I'm Kimberly Berger. Since my family survived a head-on auto collision, I've never taken life for granted, and I wear that seatbelt. I'm Angie Humphrey.
As a hotel management major, my dream is to own and operate a resort hotel in the Sierra Nevada mountains. I am Michelle Yagi.
When I finish my master's degree in automotive electrical engineering, I'll design cars, I'll design electrical systems for automobiles. My name is Lisa Parnkashay.
I'm the nursing supervisor of a geriatric care facility. Someday I hope to own my own nursing home. I'm Karen Hart. I would love to be a mighty eagle for just one day and fly throughout this great land and see all that I could see. I'm Larissa Canaday. I'm a feature reporter and co-host for the cable television news program Eye on Rockland. I'm Patricia Murphy.
When the NBA Charlotte Hornets asked me to sing the national anthem, little did I know I would meet and fall in love with one of the players. I'm Altman Allen.
As a foreign studies major, I enjoy learning different languages such as Sanskrit, Latin, German, and Spanish. I'm Carrie Larson.
As a dental student, I believe that a smile is the universal language that saves 1,000 words. Here's mine. I'm Melissa Proctor.
I went to school on an athletic scholarship, so it's always been a major dream of mine to throw the first ball in the Major League Baseball season. I'm Laura Lynn Norton.
I'm a dental hygienist, and I spend my vacations as a missionary providing free dental care in third world countries. Good evening. I'm Elizabeth Michelle.
At 23, being the owner of an entrepreneurial consulting firm, I live by the philosophy that all things are possible. I'm Elizabeth Seaback. I've been studying traditional dance since the age of 4, and now I'm a professional Tahitian and Hawaiian dancer. I'm Susan Lima. I'm a professional model, an avid traveler, and happy to be the tallest one. I'm Gina Marie Tollison. I'm majoring in TV journalism, and someday I hope to follow my family's tradition by owning my own restaurant. I'm Valerie Shinaha. I was an advertising major and proud to be the first in my immediate family to receive a college degree. I'm Sharita Moses.
I've kept journals of my world travels as a model, and someday I hope to write a humorous book about all my experiences. I'm Stephanie Cuny.
I am a member and road manager for the New Christie Minstrels and hope to someday record a Miss USA album. I'm Deborah Lynn Tingy.
Working with the Special Olympics and Handicapped inspired me to study in the field of human services. I am Stephanie Bessie.
After 4 children having identical twins at the age of 42 was a real thrill for my mother. Which one do you see? I'm Evelyn Green.
I'm studying marketing communications. I'm also a model and a volunteer with the Big Sisters of America Association. I'm Melissa Dixon.
I'm proud to be a West Virginia mountaineer, but if I ever left, I'd make Kansas my home. I'm Sabrina Anderson.
Following in the footsteps of Jane Pauley, I hope to go from pageant winner to prominent television personality. Good evening, I'm Lynn Marie Mulcahy. My education in pre-medicine has been very enlightening, and I look forward to the challenge of medical school this fall. I'm Cheryl James.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 51 contestants for the title of Miss USA 1990.
It's going to be a great night. And we'll see who the 12 semifinalists are right after this word from Ultra Slim Fast, a natural, healthy way to lose weight fast.
That's me, Courtney Gibbs, Miss USA 1988. People think Miss USA never puts on extra weight. Well, sometimes I do. I just lost 5 pounds in 1 week with Ultra Slim Fast. The plan is easy. Have a thick, delicious shake for breakfast, 1 for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. When people say, Courtney, you don't look like you need Ultra Slim Fast, I say, that's exactly why I use it.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
We are back live from Wichita, Kansas, and joining me is our special commentator for this evening, who can give us the real insider's view, because she was Miss USA 1985, Laura Herring. Hi, Laura.
Good evening, everyone.
Can you believe the energy in this room tonight?
Amazing. It's
It is
beautiful.
really exciting.
Very
Laura,
nice.
by the way, is now a very successful actress and is starring in the upcoming film Lambada.
Yes, it's a forbidden dance from Brazil. It's the newest and sexiest dance craze.
Well, it's quite a trend across the country.
Yes, it is.
Trends are something you know an awful lot about, because you set the trend when in 1985 you became the first Miss Texas to win the Miss USA crown.
That's
it's
right.
It's happened for every year since that. The big question tonight is, can Miss Texas pull it off again?
She can. She's really great. But there are 50 other fabulous girls here, and any one of them can win tonight.
Well, I guess right now the judges are about to announce our 12 semifinalists, and this will be based on the preliminary competition that has gone on this past week. Then they will choose 6 finalists, and for the first time it will be narrowed down to the final 3 contestants for the last round of competition.
And you will see every moment of tonight's intense competition as our judges make their choices.
Throughout the evening, we'll be recapping the scores to help you choose your favorites. Right now, let's see who leads in the 3 preliminary competitions as the judges move toward revealing those 12 semifinalists. As you can see in our monitor here in the interviewer category, we have Miss Georgia in the lead, followed by Miss Alaska. Very, very close here, and Miss Kentucky. In the swimsuit category, Kentucky again, District of Columbia, South Carolina, evening gown. We've got our Michigan, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Now remember, each of these counts for 1/3 of the final score. You know, it's easy to get a hint at who might be ahead, but when you look at these statistics, Laura, what does it really mean? Is there any significance?
There really isn't, because any one of these girls can just zoom up. You know, we have such a mix of personalities and styles, and it really depends on what the judges are looking for tonight. We have from Georgia, pageant Grace Kelly. We have from DC, a fun pageant cutie, and we have just all sorts of combinations of beauties here, as you can all see.
Well, there certainly is someone for everyone. So these numbers are something to keep in mind, but it is certainly up for grabs this evening. Now, we're going to have a lot of inside information for you on the 12 semifinalists as the evening goes on. Right now, though, let's find out exactly who they are.
I'm standing in front of this magnificent cityscape of Wichita yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And we've come to the first official moment of the evening. Right now, we have 51 contestants. Soon, we'll have only 12. This lucky dozen will be pared down to 6. The judges will narrow those down to a final 3 before crowning the new Miss USA. Now, earlier, our young ladies were wearing sequin dresses from JCPenney. Now you'll see them in after 5 outfits of their own choosing. And now, our 12 semi-finalists. I have them right here. Remember, the order in which I read these names, ladies, has no significance whatsoever. It means nothing, the order. We're going to cut down to 12 now. Yeah. The first name on the list belongs to Miss District of Columbia, Catherine Staples. Next is Miss Ohio, Melissa Proctor. Here's Miss Georgia, Brenda Lightlighter. Next, Miss Kentucky, Tiffany Tenfeld. Here's Miss New Jersey, Karen Hart. Next, Alaska, Karen Meyer. That's 6 of the names. We have 6 to go. Here's Michigan, Carol Gist. Miss Mississippi, Stephanie Tenite. Four more to go. Here's Illinois, Carla Myers. Three more. Here's Texas, Stephanie Cuny. There are only 2 names left to announce, one of which is Miss Tennessee, Sharita Moses. And finally, Miss South Carolina, Gina Tollison. One of this extraordinary dozen will be the next Miss USA.
Laura, I know that Stephanie Cuny feels an awful lot of pressure off her right now, Miss Texas.
Right. Because for 17 years in a row, Miss Texas has made the semifinals. Pretty unbelievable, isn't it?
It is
1974.
Incredible. As the competition continues, we want to remind you that all of the scores earned up to this time are now erased from the computer. These 12 semifinalists begin the competition all on equal footing. Laura, as I look at this group of girls, there really is an extraordinary mix of occupations, types of girls.
Amazing.
Miss DC has always been like the Jack A of this pageant, very funny.
That's right, always. Mississippi's a classic southern, beauty from
Miss Alaska, who is one of our finalists, she's always been very verbal. I think
she's
she'll
an
be very
activist.
strong.
Yes, she is a member of PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and Amnesty International. And she's very outgoing, so she'll probably do very well in interview.
You know what I noticed? Miss Kentucky has been very strong all week.
She floats on that stage on rehearsal. She puts 110%. You'll probably see her doing very well tonight, too.
I think that you can, we've gotten to know the girls throughout this week, and I think it's interesting to see now exactly who we've got in our finals. When we come back, we'll be meeting each of the 12 semifinalists personally. Stay with us.
Just give.
We brought hundreds of people into Wichita to stage the Miss USA pageant, and among the most important are the 11 judges who've been here all week, working very hard to choose tonight's winner. They're an unusually accomplished group of individuals, recognized leaders from very diverse fields such as medicine, the recording and publishing industries, even outer space. We'd like to introduce them to you now. An audience, if you would please, if you would just hold your applause until the end. Celebrating her 30th year as Lisa on As the World Turns, this accomplished actress is a singer and a mystery writer involved in such charities as UNICEF, Cerebral Palsy, and the March of Dimes. She's Eileen Fulton, the son of Motown's founder, Berry Gordy. He's a producer, composer, and publisher, now heading his own newly formed recording company, Song Records. He's Kerry Gordy, one of the youngest and most successful authors in the country. She's published 10 consecutive bestsellers and has over 6 million books in print in the United States. Her forthcoming book, Heartland, will be released in August. She's Rebecca Brandywine. The New York Times called him the Gene Kelly of ice. He was world and Olympic champion in 1980. Now a choreographer, director, and star of several ice shows. He is Robin Cousins. Miss USA 1976 and the author of Becoming a Beauty Queen. She's a wife and a mother, director of the Silver Tree Hotel in Aspen, Colorado, and a member of the task force that is bringing the 1992 Super Bowl to Minnesota. She's Barbara Peterson Burwell. Fitness editor for Good Morning America and owner of Winning Results. He's worked with John Travolta, Linda Evans, Linda Gray, and Billy Crystal, the star of Hollywood's new workout series. He's America's trainer to the stars, Dan Isaacson. She's an internationally respected psychologist, television and radio personality, and best-selling author. Irv Griffin has dubbed her Shrink to the Stars. She's Dr. Irene Casorla. And a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She was named Sportswoman of the Year by the United States Olympic Committee and Woman of the Year by Essence Magazine. She is the world record holder in the heptathlon, Jackie Joyner-Kersey. As a casting director, he casts such shows as Cheers, Dear John, and the feature film Say Anything. He's now producing films, and his first feature, Little Man Tate, will star Jodie Foster. He's Randy Stone. She's the founder and president of Jazzercise, the jazz and dance fitness program, popular in 50 states and 34 foreign countries, named one of the top female entrepreneurs in the U.S. in 1986 by President Reagan. She's Judy Shepard-Missett. As one of America's first and most famous astronauts, he flew 22 solo orbits of the Earth and established a world record for most hours in space. He's a retired U.S. Air Force colonel with all the right stuff, Gordon Cooper. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our 11 judges.
Well, our 12 semifinalists have now had a chance to catch their breath just barely. Now come the interviews, which count for 1/3 of tonight's competition. What are the criteria for judging? Voice, intelligence, personality, and content of the answers are all equally important. And as we meet the candidates now, we'll be showing the scores to all of you at home. Right now, Laura is down on the floor. Why don't you explain to us how it works?
Lisa, we use a system similar to Olympic scoring. As each contestant is interviewed, our judges here will enter a score ranging from 1.1 to 9.9 into these computer terminals. Here's how it will look. We'll show the scores to you at home and the theater audience, but the judges and contestants won't see them. You'll see each of the judges' name and scores and an average score for that contestant. To make sure the scoring represents the majority opinion of the judges, the highest and lowest scores are discarded. Also, if a judge enters a score too late to appear on screen, no number will come up. Scores are averaged for all 3 competitions, and the top 6 composite scores determine our 6 finalists. Now, back to the stage.
All right, it's time now to meet our 12 semifinalists, one by wonderful one. This is the interview competition. Let's meet our first candidate, Miss District of Columbia, Catherine Staples, who's 23, an office sales manager, model, and acting student. Catherine, welcome. A nice group of people here tonight. I read in your biography that you speak Spanish and Finnish. Now, could you give me a sample of Finnish?
I sure can. Hyvää iltaa, frate, frata. Hyvää ilan, jay kointa, orista, ol binkoi.
I was going to say, what does that all mean?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you were having a wonderful time, and thank you for coming.
Well, do you get much practice with Finnish in Washington, D.C.?
Yes, I sure do. I sell first, and a lot of my clients are from Finland. So I work with a few of my coworkers are from Finland. So every day I go to work and I say, can you please teach me a new word every day? So
a quickie here. You said you wanted to meet Bill Cosby. Why?
Oh, goodness. He is a remarkable man. He reminds me a lot of my father. He has a wonderful personality, and he really loves his family, and he also gives his time to charity and other volunteer services.
Hold on a second. The judge is going to give you their score right now. All right, if you will, step right over there, and the folks at home will see the average of the judges' scores now as you hold. All right, next is Miss Ohio. This is Melissa Proctor. She's 22 years of age. She's a professional model, and you're involved in your community's fight against drugs.
That's right. I represent a role model, and we travel around to several schools, and we just encourage young people to stay clear of drugs and just try to make a positive attitude towards them.
What sort of questions do kids ask you?
They ask me questions like how long it took you to achieve what you wanted to achieve, and were you involved in drugs when you were in high school, and things like that.
What do you think is the best way to reach them with the right message?
Just to be a positive role model, I think, is the best way to reach them. I believe that if you can be a positive role model, that you can help almost anyone.
Thank you very much. Will you hold for a second while the judges give you a score? Now, if you'll step over there, we'll see the average of the judges' scores. This is Miss Georgia, Brenda Lightlighter, who's 22. She is a professional model. Now she's studying acting these days. If you're already successful as a model, why be an actress?
Oh, as an actress, I would be able to show a lot of more of myself on stage and on the screen. And as a model, I don't really get to talk a lot unless I'm doing a commercial, so it would be exciting to be an actress.
Of all of the great actors out there, the leading men, who would you like to play opposite?
I admire Paul Newman. He's not only a successful actor, but also he has a strong family, and he's a very generous person. He gives a lot of the proceeds from his spaghetti sauces to charity, and I admire him a lot for his generosity and his success in his business.
Well, you've been supporting yourself for a long time since you were a kid. Why are you such a hard worker?
At the age of 15, I set some very high goals for myself, and I worked very hard to achieve them with a lot of drive and determination. And I just keep my head up and think positive and never give up.
Good. Hold on here a second. The judges have their opportunity. All right, if you will, please join the other ladies. All right, next, we have Miss Kentucky, Tiffany Tenfeld, who's 22 years of age, a fashion design student. She's won awards for her design work. Going to graduate next year. What do you plan on doing when you graduate?
Upon graduation, I would like to relocate, probably in the New York area, to establish some relationships with the manufacturers and wholesalers, but then bring my business back to the northern Kentucky area where I would base my design business.
All of the very talented men and women who design things these days, who do you most admire?
I most admire Donna Karan. I feel she's really captured the essence of women in the 80s as well as the approaching 90s. And I really admire that she's so innovative and fresh with all her designs.
When you have the Tiffany Tenfeld collection, what'll it be, or don't you know yet?
Well, I don't know quite what the collection will be, but I know that it will be a play on texture and color. Those are two of my specialties.
Saw something you designed the other day. Hold on a second. Let the judges have a moment. All right, Tiffany, if you'll step over there, please. Thank you. The score coming up now is the average. Now let's meet Miss New Jersey, Karen Hartz, who's a graduate of Rutgers University, supervisor of nursing at a geriatric care facility. They tell me you have some terrific concepts for the care of older people.
Yes, I would like to open my own nursing home, and what I would like to institute is bringing the elderly into the community, into the facility, to provide company for the patients, and at the same time providing preventative health care services for them.
What's the biggest problem facing the older generation these days?
I think the isolation of some of the elderly. They're often forgotten, and they have so much to offer, and I think we really need to remember them.
Do you think young people your age and younger can learn anything from the old folks?
I think we can learn a lot from the old folks. If we just stop to listen, they have a lot to say. They have so much wisdom.
I thank you. Will you hold for a half a second? We'll set up the scoring. All right, Karen, if you'll step over there, please. And we'll meet in a moment the next contestant from Alaska, Karen Meyer. She's 20 years of age. She's from Anchorage. She's a junior at Alaska University. They tell me, Karen, that you're concerned about the image of Alaska. What does that mean?
Well, I think for a long time, Alaska has been known just as being lumberjacks and dog sleds and icicles and glaciers. It's a lot more than that. There's a booming economy in Alaska. We have incredible resources as well. So I'd like to show that to the people of the United States.
Your state has suffered a terrible environmental calamity recently. Do you think the laws are stringent enough?
Yes, I think so. I think that in life we must pick up our bags and move on. I think in this incident as well, we need to move on to bigger and better things. It's been devastating, heart-wrenching in fact, but it's time for Alaska to move on.
Have you begun to recover?
Yes, but still it's very difficult. The after effects are quite evident.
Well, you have our best wishes. Thank you very much. If you'll hold for just a second, judges will score. Thank you. Would you join the others? We'll check the average there. Ladies, thank you very much. Job well done.
We want to remind you that the judges won't see each other's scores, and neither will the contestants. Only the audience here in the theater and you at home, you lucky devils you, will meet the next 6 semifinalists with Dick Clark right after this word from Crest.
Wow, this cleaning's taking forever.
Welcome back to the Heartland, USA. Now we have 6 more hopefuls to chat with, and as before, we'll be showing you the individual judges' scores as they are entered. And our 7th semifinalist is Miss Michigan, Carol Gist, who's 20, a Detroit student at the Northwood Institute. Carol, what's your major?
My major is management and marketing, but I'm specializing in hotel restaurant management and automotive marketing.
When you finish school, what will you be up to?
I'd like to get into a management training program in either the hotel business or the automotive business, and eventually own my own hotel and a car rental agency.
What's your hotel going to be like?
My slogan right now is class for less cash.
Fair enough. Where did you get this entrepreneurial spirit? Who inspired you?
I call them the Gist women. All my aunties and my mother, they're wonderful. They're go-getters, aggressive, and I think I got my chutzpah from them.
Chutzpah from the older folks in your family?
Yes.
All right, hang on a second. Let's let the judges have a scoring opportunity here. All right, if you'll jump over there for a second, please, Carol. We'll see the average score. And next we have Miss Mississippi, Stephanie Tenite, who's 20 years of age, junior at Ole Miss. This is most photogenic by the press. They voted you. I can see why. The press said you were pretty to look at. When you look at your own photographs, do you like them?
No, not at all.
Why on earth?
I think I'm my worst critic.
Who do you look more like, your mom or your dad?
I think I have a combination of them both.
In terms of temperament rather than looks, whose temperament did you inherit?
My mother's, definitely.
I read somewhere along the way that your grandfather opposed you entering the Miss Mississippi pageant. What was he up? Why is he against it?
Well, my grandfather tends to have a very negative attitude. As a matter of fact, we have a nickname for him at home. We call him Gloom. But he just didn't want to see me get hurt. But now he's one of my biggest fans, and he's out here in the audience.
So you can send him your best wishes and a psychological kiss to him. Hold on a second. We'll give the judges a chance to score here. All right, if you step over there, please. See Stephanie's average scores now. All right, coming up, we have Miss Illinois. This is Carla Myers, who's a professional model and a psychology major at Truman College in Chicago. What do you hope eventually to do?
I'd like to work with children and abused children and children alike. I'm majoring in child psychology right now.
So I think I read somewhere that you have developed some sort of a scheme of your own to handle this problem. Can you tell me about it?
Well, it's a real positive program, and I've been doing it in Illinois since I won my title, and I speak to young children, and I tell them and I encourage them, and I try and give them positive reinforcement and give them a little bit of a boost of self-confidence.
Is this a little hairy since you are not a doctor or a professional yet?
Well, I did speak to some professional people about it. I don't go in great detail and great depth, but I think the program's fantastic and it's working really well.
Much good luck. Hang in here for a second, please. Let the judges have a moment. That's Miss Illinois, and if you join the others, please, Carla. All right, if you will, please greet Miss Texas, Stephanie Cuney, who's 22 from Houston, plans to attend the University of Houston. And what are you going to study, Stephanie?
I'm going to go back and get my degree in literature with a minor in broadcasting.
Are you going to be one of the anchor persons of our day?
Well, I hope so. When I return to Houston, I'm going to try to get my internship.
This has been kind of an extraordinary year with Eastern Europe and Panama and Nicaragua, all of those events. Of all of those news stories, which one would you like to cover?
Definitely the Berlin Wall.
Why?
There's so much change going on in the world right now, and it's amazing it's happening in my lifetime, and to be a piece of that would be a wonderful experience for an anchor person.
You were in Poland recently. What was the occasion?
Oh, they asked me about 6 months ago to come to Poland to crown the new Miss Poland. And my family is from Poznan, which is Poland, and it was right before all this started happening. It was very exciting. I followed on the heels of our president, and it was a wonderful experience to be a female representative of America.
We thank you very much. If you'll wait just a second here, the judges have a moment. That's Miss Texas. Stephanie's average score will appear now. All right. From Tennessee, Sharita Moses. From Memphis, she's 23, recent graduate of the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Sharita, what are you up to now? Now that you're out of school?
I'm in retail management for one of the largest growing retail companies in the nation.
Have you ever had to fire anybody?
Not yet. My job is waiting for me. I was supposed to start my job the Monday after I received my title, so they're waiting for me.
Do you have any scheme of how you would take that distasteful task on if you had to do it?
Well, yeah, communication is very important, and I think I would probably communicate with my employees. And then if I've done all that I can do in that area, I think I'll have to get pretty tough.
All right, fair enough. Your ambition is to what eventually?
To be an entrepreneur. I like to own my own retail store and sell one-of-a-kind merchandise.
Much good luck in that venture. If you'll hold here for a second, give the judges a moment. That's Miss Tennessee. You now see the judges' average appear on the screen. And finally, this is Miss South Carolina, Gina Tollison, who's 20, a broadcast major at the University of Georgia. And 2 days after you got out of high school, you ended up in Paris. What were you doing?
I went to Paris 2 days after graduation to model.
Now, you came from kind of a small community where you're used to that big town lifestyle?
No, well, I'm an only child, so of course I'm daddy's little girl, and 2 days after high school graduation, I was into the European fast lane.
Did you have any difficulty adjusting to coming back home?
No, not at all. I was anxious to come back to America, but being in Europe it was the most wonderful experience for me, a growing experience.
Now, you want to go into broadcasting. These days, you hear a lot of gossip versus news on the radio and television. Do you think it's balanced properly?
No, I don't. I think that we're beginning to live in a little fantasy world. There should be a little bit more reality to our news. They're getting too involved with gossip about personalities.
All right, hold half a second here, if you will, for the judges. Thank you very much, and if you'll join the other ladies, the South Carolina's score, the average, will appear. Very nicely done, ladies. Thank you very much.
Well, if there are nerves, I sure wasn't aware of them. Let's bring up the scores from the semifinal interview competition we just saw and see how the judges evaluated the contestants. Miss New Jersey in the lead, followed very closely by Miss Michigan, Miss Alaska. I think these two were expected to do very well. Miss New Jersey, it's probably fair to say, was a bit of a sleeper during the week. She is coming on now very strong. We have got quite a race on our hands. And it's nice to see so many of the parents in the audience. When we come back, a sensational production number from the contestants, and then hang on, it's the swimsuits.
That's me, Tommy Lasorda, before...
We're live and getting livelier in Wichita, and we want to remind you that our contestants don't go through all of this tension and excitement for nothing. Miss USA 1990 will receive cash and gifts worth nearly $250,000, and she'll represent her country in the Gala 30th television anniversary celebration of the Miss Universe pageant, live from Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world, on April 15th. Now, with the help of our reigning Miss USA, Gretchen Paul-Hemus, let's see what tonight's winner will take home.
From the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, she receives a one-year college scholarship in fashion, interior design, merchandising, or visual presentations at one of 5 accredited campuses in California, plus a 3-week study tour in Europe. Sharp Vision, a revolutionary new LCD video projection system from Sharp Electronics. Easy to set up. The ultimate home theater for movies, sports, TV shows. A clear picture that zooms up to 100 inches. Sharp Vision. Miss USA wins the exciting new Cobalt 190 Condor Sport Boat with powerful Mercruiser V6 engine, convertible top, plush interior, and the latest contemporary styling. Plus, a deluxe boat trailer from Shoreline Products, Inc., a Starnes company. She receives exquisite eyewear from Marcolin of Italy by Marchand. Flattering styles, flawless fit, unsurpassed quality. Marchand, the official eyewear of the Miss USA pageant. From Minolta, she received $6,000, a video camera and VCR, plus the incomparable Maxim 7000 ISLR system. The world's most sophisticated autofocus camera, except no limitations, only from the mind of Minolta. The exclusive retailer of Miss USA swimwear, sportswear, and dresses, J.C. Penney, awards Miss USA $10,000 plus a wardrobe for appearances at J.C. Penney stores across the country. You're looking smarter than ever at J.C. Penney. This winning smile is brought to you by Gretchen Pauley, Miss USA 1989, and by her orthodontist. The American Association of Orthodontists proudly awards our new Miss USA $5,000 for helping us do what we do best, bringing beautiful, healthy smiles to the world. Along with $5,000 cash, Miss USA receives the rich and glorious feeling of ivory hair with a 5-year supply of ivory shampoo and conditioner. Ivory, the official hair care system selected especially for all of the Miss USA pageant delegates. She receives $5,000 cash and a great collection of Caboodle's beauty organizers. Caboodles have clever compartments, big adjustable mirrors, and fun colors. Caboodles, the beauty organizers the beauty experts use. And from Secret Antiperspirant, she receives stunning evening gowns by Sherry Hill Designs, as well as $5,000 cash, all from Secret, the official antiperspirant of the Miss USA pageant. And she'll also receive a fabulous collection of Frederico and Frederico Leone shoes, the perfect footwear for today's on-the-go young woman, with styling and flair to complement the spirit and confidence of all of our contestants tonight. And she receives a new 1990 Buick Regal Coupe, a truly sleek and sporty car of the 90s, awarded by Wichita's volume discount leader, Robinson Lesline Buick, located in convenient downtown Wichita. Our winner receives a gorgeous full-length natural black glamour mink coat and sporty mink jacket for all occasions from the internationally famous Flemington Fur Company of Flemington, New Jersey. Diamonds and Rubies, a uniquely beautiful ring created by the internationally renowned artist Stephen Lagos, commissioned and awarded by the Midwest premier jeweler, Barriers of Wichita.
You know, back in the big band bus touring days, Wichita was a one-night stopover between St. Louis and Denver. Now, the old-timers say the Blue Moon Ballroom here shook to the rafters with the brassy sounds of the Goodman Dorsey and Stan Kenton bands. And tonight, our contestants, along with Miss USA Gretchen Polhemus, salute that rich musical heritage with their own dance number based on a big band hit with a brand new beat for the 90s. I tell you, it's hot. Ladies, let's do it.
We're gonna make a show, so don't be slow now, go, go, go. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Doo-doo-wah-doo. Now you're singing with us, sing. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody take a chance. Doo-doo-wah-doo. Come on, everybody dance. Listen to the trumpet swing. Listen to the trombone go. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody go. When the music goes around, everybody goes down slow. Just relax and take it slow. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody sing, start singing. We're swinging. Everybody sing with a swing.
That was amazing. You guys were fabulous. Do you get the feeling that a lot of guys are going to sign up for dance classes tomorrow morning? Well, if you like that number, you'll love what's coming up next. It's the 12 semi-finalists in the swimsuit competition. Clean your glasses. We'll be right back after this word from Prel.
See this number? This
Here we are in Wichita with a stage full of rainbows and beautiful women. Illinois, Carla Myers. Carla is a blue-eyed blonde. She's 22 years old and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall.
My beauty routine is simple. A light moisturizer and plain soap and water. A woman must be disciplined of mind and body in order to stay mentally sharp and physically fit. I believe in using positive mental imaging as I strive to reach my maximum potential.
Here's Miss Texas, Stephanie Cuney. 22-year-old Stephanie is 5 feet 11 inches tall. She has blue eyes and blonde hair.
Beauty is a matter of opinion, but a woman with class will always have it. To stay fit, I do different things every day so I won't get bored. I run stairs, swim, run around the park, or just turn on music and hop around to keep the heart rate elevated for over 20 minutes.
Here's Miss Tennessee, Sharita Moses. Sharita's 23 years old. She's 5 feet 8 inches tall, has dark brown hair and eyes.
Keeping a positive outlook on life gives your eyes a sparkle that no eyeshadow could ever match. I work out 6 days a week, lifting weights in a body sculpting program. I take vitamins, get plenty of rest, and try to stay mentally strong by believing in myself.
And finally, Miss South Carolina, Gina Tollison. Gina is 5 feet 11 and 3/4 inches tall. Her hair and eyes are brown. She's 20 years old.
I walk and work out in the gym. I have very dry skin, so I use every concoction available. I drink lots of water, take bubble baths for relaxation, and eat chocolate every day. I believe that with a positive attitude and a fit mind, anyone can be beautiful.
Thank you, ladies. That's the most beautiful rainy night I've spent in a long time. Now, we're 2/3 of the way to a decision on our 6 finalists, one of whom will become the new Miss USA.
All right, I hate them. Let's be honest with ourselves. Girls all over America are going to burn their swimsuits after this. Come on over to my house, ladies. We'll have a bonfire. All right, let's go to our monitor now and see if you agree with how the judges have scored the contestants in swimsuit. Miss Michigan is in the lead, followed by Miss Georgia and Miss Alaska in 3rd place. Now, you'll remember Miss Kentucky was the winner in the preliminary competition. Once again, this is just another indication that this contest is definitely up for grabs. And let's hear it from Miss South Carolina, a little chocolate every day, huh? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
They say drink plenty of fluids. Swallowing's total pain.
Introducing new advanced formula chlorine.
This year, the Miss USA pageant is very fortunate because there's so many terrific people here in Wichita and Sedgwick County who managed to keep us on an even keel and still found time to give us that great Midwestern hospitality, and we thank you so much. To honor them, we'd like to acknowledge the Honorable Mayor of Wichita and his wife, Bob and Jane Knight. Mr. Mayor.
The 12 semi-finalists are preparing now for the evening gown competition. Laura, I think this is exciting because they wear gowns of their own choosing, which to me gives a real sense of who they are, their personal style and taste. Now, these gowns, as you will see in just a moment, look incredibly expensive.
They are.
My question to you is, who pays for the dresses?
It really depends on the state. Sometimes they do, sometimes their mothers make them, sometimes they make them themselves. Other times their state directors provide them, so it's up to each individual, really.
Well, you're about to find out they are really, really stunning.
I know.
And while the contestants are getting drop-dead gorgeous, we'd like to take a moment to share some of their memories of the past 2 weeks right here in Wichita. Old Cowtown was a highlight.
Isn't this fun, girl?
The girls changed into JCPenney sportswear to visit the Wichita Art Museum.
This is really unusual. Bunch of fun hairs together for pretzels.
Y'all, look at
Wow, look at these. These are great.
You drew these?
Yeah. Which one did you draw?
I love that one.
The unique Mid-American All-Indian Center held an authentic powwow for the candidates. Wichita's own Metropolitan Ballet danced for the girls. Children provided very special memories at the Institute of Logopedics.
Logopedics is speech and language pathology. That is the study and treatment of communicative disabilities.
Can you tell us your name? Victor? Oh, okay. My name is Janet.
We should go the other way.
Oh.
We're really soft.
There.
a big...
I'm getting it.
You do?
I do.
And there were other uplifting moments. At the Marriott Hotel, the girls boarded a bus for Sheplers, the world's largest Western store.
Oh, my God. I think you need a large size.
Later, those boots were made for stomping at a hoedown and barbecue with Wichita State's championship baseball team.
Thank you, Wichita, Kansas. And it will soon be a wonderful memory for all of us. I can see things are really heating up back there, Laura.
Now, Lisa, we're about to shift into my favorite part of the pageant, is the high gear glamour of the evening gown competition. You girls look beautiful. You did your nails, you did your hair, makeup, changed into those dresses and shoes in 2.5 minutes. Wow. If these were the Olympics, you'd all win medals. We'll be back with a last step in determining our 6 finalists after this word from Pepto-Bismol.
Long been known as the air capital of the nation because over the years, more planes have been built here than anywhere else in the whole USA. So we've sort of conjured up our own little bit of romance of flight, our beautiful setting. Tonight, our contestants will be wearing gowns of their own choosing, and they'll be serenaded by members of the Naval Aviation Choir, escorted by airmen from McConnell Air Force Base, and saluted by the Air Force Academy Cadet Sabre Drill Team. A fantasy of flight.
When I'm soaring, soaring free, high up in the sky, flying all alone, be alive up there. I see your face before me, and suddenly it's clear. How much I care. When I'm alone up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1990 Miss USA Evening Gown Competition beginning with Miss District of Columbia.
Alone up there, I feel a strength that's powerful and true, as if there's nothing in the world I couldn't do. And way up there, up where the air is rare, you're there. And soon we two are flying high.
This is Miss Ohio.
My mind begins a flight that's all its own, and soars through every thought I've ever known. As clouds float by, they somehow seem to trace.
This is Miss Georgia.
All my cares vanish in the air, and suddenly it's clear how much I care. When I'm alone up
Here's Miss Kentucky.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be.
Here's Miss Alaska. This is Miss Michigan.
And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle.
Here's Miss Mississippi.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share.
This is Miss Illinois.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share.
Here's Miss Texas.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share.
This is Miss Tennessee. And finally, Miss South Carolina. That concludes our 1990 evening gown competition and our semifinals. Ladies, thank you very much.
Ah, yes, stunning ladies, gorgeous guys. Put them in their dress blues and I'm gone. All right, let's see now who's leading in the evening gown competition. As we turn to the monitor, you'll see our judges have put Miss Michigan in the lead, followed by Miss New Jersey and Miss Kentucky as the crowd goes wild. Miss South Carolina, as you can see, was a very close fourth. This competition generally does favor the taller girls, Miss Michigan, Miss South Carolina, both almost 6 feet tall. The computer has now added up the composite scores from the interview, swimsuit, and evening gown competitions. It knows who the 6 finalists will be. Now, have you had your little calculator smoking at home? Well, then you probably know who they are, too. Stick around. We'll let everybody in on the secret as soon as we come back.
It's Friday.
Now, let's bring back our 12 semifinalists and find out which 6 will go into the next round. Now, if the kind gentleman over here will be so good as to hand me the next pieces of information I need. All right. Don't bite those beautifully manicured nails, ladies. I will have the answer for you in just a moment. Audience, you have seen everything the judges have seen tonight to arrive at their decisions. Let's see if you can agree on the 6 finalists. Now, again, I'll read these in no particular order. You're all holding hands, I see. All right. If you're ready, we move from 12 to 6. The first state is Miss Alaska. The next one is Miss South Carolina. Miss Michigan. We have 3 more names still to go, one of which is Miss Kentucky. We still have 2. Miss New Jersey. The last name of the 6 is Miss Georgia. Here they are, the 6 finalists, and remember, one of these women you're seeing right now will soon be Miss USA 1990.
Beautiful girls. Miss Texas did not make it. She's competed very well, and she was a 3-to-1 favorite to win. Not in our group of 6 finalists, but they are gorgeous girls. Choosing 6 from that group had to be a tough decision for the judges. Now the computer will again clear out all the previous scores, and the 6 finalists will begin the next step in this new intensified competition, all even. Now they're going to let the contestants take a moment to catch their breath before this last round, which will narrow it down to the final 3. We'd like to take a moment to show you around wonderful Wichita, where we have had such a great time this past week. Your first-class whirlwind tour guide to the heartland is our reigning Miss USA, Gretchen Polhemus.
When you think of Wichita, do you think of the wild, wild west with cowboys and Indians and guys like Wyatt Earp and Jesse James? That may have been how Wichita began. But today, it has grown into a modern city, providing goods and services for almost every household in America. Can you imagine a camp without a Coleman or a Friday night without Pizza Hut?
Wichita likes cheese, pepperoni, and mushroom.
These companies, together with Learjet, Boeing, NCR, Beechcraft, and Chance Carousels, are some of the many corporations that make Wichita their home. A new addition to the Wichita entrepreneurial spirit is Rent-A-Center, a rent-to-own business whose company is rapidly expanding throughout the United States.
Wichita is quality aviation.
Something you'll see a lot of in Wichita is airplanes. Long known as the aircraft capital of the world, it was here that pioneers like Clyde Cessna and Walter Beech tried their wings in the early days of aviation. Today, Cessna, Beechcraft, and Learjet are headquartered in Wichita. They, along with Boeing, are producing more than 60% of today's aircraft. Another great contributor to the future of aviation is the Institute for Aviation Research at Wichita State University, where the latest technology is applied to aeronautical engineering to develop such planes as Beech's Starship. The university also offers a full curriculum in the fields of education, engineering, business, fine arts, and health. And the home of the NCAA champions. Caring for the needy has always been one of Wichita's specialties, with such facilities as HCA Wesley Medical Center. Together with Midwest Corporate Aviation's LifeWatch Air Ambulance Service, it offers top medical assistance throughout Kansas. Today where Wichita stands was first visited by the Spanish explorer Coronado in 1541. He stood at the junction of the Arkansas and the Little Arkansas rivers. Today, they are at the heart of one of the biggest events, the annual 10-day River Fest held each May.
Wichita is biology and zoology.
If you're looking for the exotic, Wichita's Sedgwick County Zoo has enough unique animals and habitats for everyone's very own safari. But if nightlife is more your style, Wichita offers a great variety of choices for the young and old, including its own symphony orchestra, live theater, and a top ballet company that rivals many others. But perhaps the most fun of all is enjoying the Midwest hospitality one experiences everywhere in Wichita.
Wichita is on the threshold of being a great mid-sized city in America.
We told you Wichita was a pretty great place to be. But hey, don't ask your travel agent to book Gretchen as your tour guide. She is simply not part of the package. Next, we want to remind you that in the next round of voting, you will not see the judges' scores, and neither will we. I think that gives it an extra edge and will really help to heighten the suspense for everybody. This way, you can see if you can outguess the judges. The judges' questions, Laura, are coming up next. Who do you think is going to really pull through in this part of the competition?
Well, Miss New Jersey was first, an interview. She'll do great. But I think Miss Michigan, I mean, when you make the audience and everyone laugh, you know, I mean, that's a lot of points on her side. They're all so beautiful. They're all tall. I don't know what's going to happen. This is really exciting.
It also seems to me that, I mean, when you round them out, Miss Kentucky, Miss South Carolina have had command of that stage every time they walk on it.
They're radiating. That's right. They float on that stage, and they love the audience.
Well,
the audience loves them.
The crown would certainly look good on any of them, wouldn't it?
That's right.
Folks at home, do you think you can pick the final three contestants? Stay tuned. We'll find out after this message from Cheer.
All right, it's time now for the famous Miss USA Bowl. It's not a football game, of course. It's this little gem right here. We put the names of each of our judges in this bowl, and each finalist will draw a name and respond to a question which that judge has prepared and will ask her personally. Each candidate has 20 seconds to answer. As the judges vote, they have monitors, and they'll be reminded by instant replay pictures of how each contestant looked a few minutes ago in the swimsuit and the evening gown competition. The judges will consider the response of the content and the response along with the presentation. This competition will determine our final three contestants. Judges, are you ready? All right. Let's begin with Miss Alaska. You'll come up and pick a question out of the bowl. Just dig in there and get me a judge's name. We're going to start with judge number 2, Carrie Gordy. Carrie, if you'd ask your question, please.
What living woman do you think is the best role model for this generation's women, and why?
I would have to say my mother, quite honestly, because coming from Finland, from a very small town in northern Scandinavia, she had to work very hard and moved to Alaska and has created her own businesses and been very successful as well. So she is my main role model, and I think she's a role model to many young women as well.
Thank you very much. If you'll wait just a moment.
Alaska has never had a Miss USA. Karen is the first Alaskan to place in the semifinals in more than 10 years. It's certainly easy to see why.
Judges are scoring. There we go. If you'll step back here. Miss South Carolina, if you'll come on up here and dig into the bowl. She didn't even look. Just grabbed it. Let's see what we have here. This is judge number 8, Jackie Joyner Kersey. Jackie, would you ask your question, please?
If the 80s was the me decade, what do you think the 90s will be?
I think the 90s is going to be a we decade. I think we're all going to pull together, and we're going to become very aware environmentally, educationally, and we're going to pull together for the world, and I think it's going to be a we decade.
Thank you very much. If you'll hold for a moment.
Everybody has got to be rooting for Gina down in South Carolina, which is my home state. The last time they had a winner was 1980 when Sean Weatherly was Miss USA and went on to win Miss Universe.
All right, if you'll return, please. And Miss Michigan, if you'll come forward. Saved a few questions for you here. This comes from judge number 1, Eileen Fulton. Eileen, if you will, please.
Do you think women in the armed forces should be allowed to perform in combat?
Well, in this day and age, women are becoming fast and recognized in whatever they do. And if I feel if a woman is capable of defending her country as well as the next man, she should be allowed to uphold her flag and do what she can for her country as well. She should be given an opportunity. She should be given an opportunity.
She should have the opportunity, is the last statement. All right?
Tomboy. That's hard to believe looking at this very elegant young woman today. At 5'11", as we've said, she is one of the tallest contestants among the 6.
Thank you, Carol, very much. If you'll return to the line. And Miss Kentucky, if you'll come forward, please. Stir them up a little bit here. You've selected a judge's name. We'll ask the judge to present the question. It's judge number 6, Dan Isaacson. Dan, please.
What do you think of the qualities of the ideal man?
The qualities of ideal man, I feel, are also what I consider the qualities of an ideal woman. Sincerity, honesty, and a good sense of humor. And I think altogether that makes a very, very good personality.
Thank you very much. Please hold for a moment.
Tiffany's from a very tiny town in Kentucky. Her parents were really anxious when she went to New York to study fashion. I'm sure they're very anxious tonight.
All right, the judges have done their scoring. Miss New Jersey, if you'd come forward, please. Still got lots of judges' names left. Okay, let's see what we have here. This is judge number 5, Barbara Peterson Burwell. Barbara, if you will, please.
Miss New Jersey, how would you respond to today's criticism by some people that young women in America are thinking more materialistically and more in their appearance rather than their inner self?
Well, I would have to say, after meeting these other 50 women that I've met here today from all over America, that young women are definitely career-oriented and they're very concerned with their families and their futures, and I'd have to disagree with that.
All right, fair enough. Hold a second.
Karen is a nurse specializing in the care of the elderly. I bet some of her patients are staying up late to cheer her on this evening.
Thank you very much. Miss Georgia, if you would step up here. We'll try our last question from the judge. This is from judge number 9, Randy Stone. Randy, if you would, please.
What would you do if you found out a friend or a family member were involved in an illegal activity?
I would, if they confided in me, I would have to deliberate on that, because if they gave me some confidence, I don't know if I could tell anyone about it, but if it were very illegal, I might have to turn them in, because if it's going to hurt someone else, then that would be a responsibility on my shoulders also, and I can't go to bed at night knowing that I might have contributed to something bad.
Thank you very much. Please wait a second.
Brenda says that she knew she was a grown-up when she received her first paycheck with tax withheld. She looks very grown-up tonight.
You'd return, please, to the other one. Ladies, thank you very much. You did really well.
That has got to be one of the most terrifying experiences of all. To have to answer what seems like a very casual question, but to know there is so much riding on it.
That is
The girls
right.
did very well.
They did very well. Did you see Kentucky? She was just so smooth, very poised. She even got response from the audience.
She's been strong, as we said, throughout the night.
Yes, Ms. Michigan stuttered a little in the beginning, but she gave a really great response.
I don't know. It seems to me that the judges would certainly understand nerves, and I think a recovery from a stutter is not a bad
It's even better
setback.
than, absolutely. It's a wonderful thing to do. To be able to think on your feet like that takes a lot.
Well, we'll see how the race is shaping up tonight. We've certainly got a contest on our hands.
Next, the 6 finalists will be narrowed down to the final 3. right after this word from Ivory Shampoo and Conditioner, the official hair care system of the Miss USA pageant.
Oh, the hearts are beating faster here in the Heartland now because we are about to reveal the names of the final 3 who have a chance to be Miss USA 1990. Now, this is almost the last act of this little CBS Friday Night Mystery. All of the judges' scores have been tabulated, and if I may see the results now, please. Thank you, sir, very much. Once again, there were 51, then there were 12, then there were 6, and in just a few seconds there will be 3. Remember, ladies, I will be announcing these names in random order. It doesn't mean a thing. It's just the 3 names. If you are ready. The final 3. The first state is Miss New Jersey. We'll add to that list Miss South Carolina. And Miss Michigan. Now, which one of these 3 will be the new Miss USA?
Ah, yes, those of you at home who are used to watching Dallas and Falcon Crest during this time period, well, you may think you've seen a cliffhanger or 2, but we are talking a whole new level of suspense here. This must be one of those surprises that Dick spoke about, Laura.
Yes, it is. This is the last opportunity the final 3 candidates have to impress the judges.
It's very possible, as well, that a misstep here could blow the whole thing out of the water for someone.
That's very true, Lisa. This last item could definitely make a big difference in their lives, actually.
Yeah, you're right. Let's send it back down to the stage and Dick.
All righty. This is the big one. We're going to ask each of our final 3 contestants one final question, the same question. Now, may I have that question in the sealed envelope, please? Thank you very much. Now, of course, in order for it to be fair, it would be a good idea if we make sure the other 2 candidates don't hear the question or the response. So, ladies, let's see. Miss Michigan, Miss South Carolina, if you would go in the booth over there, we're going to play you some music. You can listen to that. And audience, remember, all the previous scores are cleared, and our final 3 candidates are even at this point. We'll begin with Miss New Jersey. And if you'll come over here, please, for a moment. Would you hold my mic? Ready? Everybody will have the same question. You have 20 seconds to answer. We've narrowed it down to just the 3 of you. Why should the judges select you to be Miss USA 1990?
Well, I believe that because of my career as a registered nurse that I do very well under pressure, and I think that this job will have a lot of pressure.
This has pressure for sure. Thank you very much. All right, if you jump over here. Gentlemen, if you would send me one of the other ladies. Miss South Carolina, did you enjoy the music in there?
Yes, it was wonderful.
All right, now, folks, hang in there. We have 20 seconds to answer. We've narrowed it down to just 3 of you. Why should the judges select you to be the new Miss USA 1990?
Well, I think you should select me to be the Miss USA. I'm a hard worker, and I see this as a great opportunity to represent the women of the 90s. We are starting a new decade, and I see myself as a role model of a whole hard worker, secure, and a confident person, and we are working for a better world.
Okay, thank you very much. Would you step over here, please? Miss Michigan, if you'd come forward. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the other 2 women. You'll have 20 seconds. We have narrowed it down to just the 3 of you. Why should the judges select you to be Miss USA 1990?
Well, each and every one of us are different and unique in our own ways. And I do believe I have something positive to share with the young people of America, especially young women. That any goals you have and desires only in America can you achieve them if you believe within yourself and put God in front of you. And that if you keep believing and keep striving, you can be whatever you want to be.
Thank you very much. Would you join the other contestants, please? Step back right here. All right. Very well done, ladies. That was a toughie. Now, we come to our final moment of decision. You at home, you see if you can outguess our judges. Here's what's about to happen. As each of our final 3 ladies steps forward, the judges will vote for the last time, giving each contestant a ranking, voting for her to be second runner-up or first runner-up, or the new Miss USA. Judges, if you're ready. Okay? Would you step forward, Miss New Jersey? As the judges are voting, you can imagine what's going through Miss New Jersey's mind. All these days of competition, and it's down to this last moment. She's got to be wondering about the year ahead of her if she wins tonight. Miss South Carolina. That's extraordinary how these young women handle the pressure at a moment like this. Miss South Carolina's got to be nervous, but she looks absolutely calm and elegant. How do they do it? And finally, Miss Michigan. Very self-assured young lady. I bet she wishes she could read the minds of those 11 judges about now. Are they going to give her the chance of a lifetime? Is she going to be the next Miss USA? Thank you, ladies. That completes our competition.
This is the part of the night that really gets to me. The computer now knows who the new Miss USA is. I don't know. Dick does not know. The judges don't even know because none of them knows how the other judges have voted. Okay, we'll be right back to solve this Friday night mystery after this word from Secret, the official antiperspirant of the Miss USA pageant. 4 bells, right?
All right, we're back in Wichita, and this is the final act of tonight's mystery. Who will be the new Miss USA? We're about to find out, but first, it's time to say farewell to our reigning Miss USA, and as we do, we'll show you some highlights of her very exciting year. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time as Miss USA, here is Miss Gretchen Paulhemus.
My reign was a lifetime of experiences and one exciting year. From the first night I wore the crown to the thrill of representing the USA in the Miss Universe pageant, there were many wonderful moments, especially with the children I met in hospitals across the country. There were exciting appearances with Bob Hope, and when I met the men and women of our armed forces on 2 USO tours, I really felt proud to be an American. There was a whirl of appearances, the Celebrity Ski Classic, the Ringling Brothers Circus, and the People's Choice Awards. And one of the highlights of the year for this rodeo fan, the National Finals Rodeo. There was down-home fun in Texas, especially my homecoming in Fort Worth. For this extraordinary year, I'd like to thank the people of Texas, the sponsors of the pageant, Guy, Rex, and Carolyn, and most of all, my friends and family.
Thank you, Gretchen, very, very much for all you did as Miss USA, and we wish you much good luck and success in your career. And now, the judges have judged, the computer is computed, the printer is printed, and let's see the names of our first and second runners-up and the new Miss USA. Now, as you know, no award show is complete without the famous accounting firm on hand. We have ours, too. The firm of Ernst & Young have reviewed the results. And Mr. Mark Ward, if you would, sir, hand me the printout. Thank you, sir, very much. Ladies, this is the moment. Each of you would make a wonderful Miss USA. There can, of course, be only one. And to give us a little bit of a hand here, we have 2 young women who really know what this moment means. The reigning Miss Teen USA, Brandy Sherwood. And the reigning Miss Universe, Angela Visser. And now, one of these 3 young ladies is the new Miss USA. Are you ready? I will announce the second runner-up. It is Miss New Jersey. Ladies, let's go to the center. I am about to reveal the name of our first runner-up and the new Miss USA, and let me remind you of the importance of the first runner-up. If Miss USA can't complete her reign for any reason, including the possibility of winning the title of Miss Universe this April, our first runner-up will be Miss USA. We have two sensational women left. Much good luck. Only one can be the person. I will announce the name of the first runner-up and then Miss USA. First runner-up is Miss South Carolina. Miss USA is Miss Michigan, Carol Giss. You are the new Miss USA. The cash awards and prizes are yours, and you'll be our country's representative in Hollywood at the Gala 1990 Miss Universe pageant. Your predecessor, Gretchen Polhemus, now will read the Miss USA creed, and our entire cast serenades you. This stage is yours. Miss USA 1990, the night is yours.
We, representing the states of the United States in the Miss USA pageant, in order to further the cause of peace and mutual understanding, dedicate ourselves to the ideals of friendship and goodwill among the people of the United States.
Oh, well, we came to Kansas. We found ourselves a winner.
We did, Dick. It was a very big night for Carol from Michigan, one she will remember the rest of her life.
She's also just joined a very special sisterhood. She's the new Miss USA, and she'll go out to Hollywood to compete for the Miss Universe title in April. Yeah.
For all of us, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Laura. Next time, good night.
Good night.
Portions of this program were recorded.
Tomorrow night, meet basketball superstar Magic Johnson. To his friend Arsenio Hall, he's much more than a pretty face and a great pair of legs. That story and more on Saturday Night with Connie Chung. Now stay tuned for your local news.